When and if you fail, Jesus' right hand still wholly is adequate to save. Though the righteous man falls 7 times, the Lord will uphold him. There is no mistake you can make that puts you outside of the grace, the strength, and sufficiency of Jesus' right hand.
We do not have to fear, because when God is near, we don't have to live a life tormented with fear. Why? Because He is Emmanuel. Emmanuel means 3 things. He's God in us. He's God with us. But many of you have forgotten the 3rd thing. He's God who is for us. God is not just with you and in you, but somebody needs to hear this today. God is for you. He knows what you've done. He knows who you are, and He still wants you to know, I'm not against you. I'm with you. I'm in you, and I am for you. Stop thinking I'm trying to get you back. I'm for you. I'm for you.
Jesus can use our little faith. Some of y'all are waiting to get great faith to do great things from God. And I want you to know, big miracles are the result of little faith in your life. Jesus says it this way in Matthew chapter 17, very truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, because nothing will be impossible to you. That's for us as believers. Nothing is impossible. So I want you to know, you don't have to have great faith to experience great things from God. It starts with little faith to just say, in the middle of this trial, in the middle of this battle, in the middle of the storm, God, I'm going to turn to you.
You know what it's like to ask that question? You asking some version of it now even? And we are all too familiar with the waiting that this life in this world deals us. With another round of resumes to send out, or another round of chemo, another negative on another pregnancy test, another underwhelming first date, another specialist, another gray winter day, another shift at the same old job, or another afternoon staring at the 4 walls of a prison cell just waiting for the night to come. How?
This is the key. He wants us to make a decision every day to enjoy our life. Said another way, it is ultimately up to us if we're going to enjoy life. Even in the face of all that we're going through, and I know so many of you are going through difficult times right now, even in the face of the busyness of life, He wants us to have joy in our lives. He wants us to enjoy our life, not dread life, not just get by in life, not just endure life, not to be stressed out all the time, but to enjoy our life. Jesus said it like this, "The thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. But I have come that they might have life." Listen to this, that they might have and enjoy life in abundance, life to the full, life till it overflows. Think about it. Jesus came so that we could have and enjoy abundant life. The psalmist said this, "This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it." God wants us to rejoice and have joy and
I love that thought. You see, God is in the business of using broken people, lost people, lame people. He's in the business of taking them and changing them and teaching them how to fish for people, to find those lost souls who want to be found, who are ready to change their life.
You need to learn how to always locate where Jesus is in the storm. They didn't start looking for Jesus until they realized that they couldn't bail out enough water. It's human nature when a storm starts to rage to instantly try to fix it. I have to learn instantly when I feel that storm coming in, where's Jesus in this?
You cannot keep a person down who won't stay down. It's one thing to be knocked down, but the problem is you won't stay down. There are already witnesses in this room who will testify. It's not that I haven't been knocked down, but God keeps giving me the strength, the energy, the wherewithal, the anointing, the power to not stay down, that every time something or somebody knocks me down, God keeps raising me back. See, ladies and gentlemen, life is not about not getting knocked down. Life is about not staying down. You can't quit. You come too far to quit now.
Because some trust in chariots, some trust in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God. People will let you down. Companies will fail. The government won't keep its promises, but God will never let you down. God will never fail. No matter what you are going through or what you do go through, place your trust in Jesus. When you are in the middle of unimaginable circumstances and it feels like all hope is lost, trust in Him. Cling to His word. Look at His track record. What He has done before, He can do again. He was faithful then, and He is faithful now. The Lord is faithful. He keeps His promises. You can trust Him. We serve a promise-making, promise-keeping God who can do the impossible. You can trust Him.
I want you to think of that, your biggest problem. Your biggest problem right now. You know, the thing that wakes you up in the middle of the night, the thing you wake up stressed about in the morning, the thing that you're biting your nails for, that you're constantly anxious about, that big problem that you don't see a solution for. You've got that pictured in your mind right now. Okay, now what I want you to do is come into that position of surrender where you're raising your hands and you're closing your eyes. Raise your hands like this. I surrender. And then I want you in your mind's eye to picture yourself walking up to the cross and laying that big problem down at the foot of the cross.
Thanksgiving is not just a response of thanks when something goes your way or you're granted a favor. You see, true Thanksgiving is not an outside formality, it's an inside reality. It's your default. True Thanksgiving is a default, and it's not something done for you, it's something done inside of you.
Every scar you see is a testimony of what God has brought me through. See, how many know there's a big difference between a wound and a scar? A wound says I've been hurt, but a scar says I've been healed. A wound says that something happened to me. Someone did something to me. Somebody said something to me or about me. But a scar says that God was able to take what somebody did. God was able to take what happened to me. And I should be wounded. It should have destroyed me. But God did something. He spoke a better word over me. He touched my body. He healed my mind. And that's what happens when we're no longer trying to hide our scars. It's where we're able to say, yes, this happened to me. Oh, but God. See, often when our scars show, we're embarrassed of them. We're embarrassed really of the things that we've gone through, rather than going, you know what, the enemy tried to take me out, but God brought me through. Let me tell you about this. Let me testify about this. See, society and the devil has tried to convince us that our scars mar our perfection. They taint our beauty, but listen, there is something distinctly beautiful about the scars. They tell the story of how you did make it, how it could have been worse. It could have been a tragedy, but the reason they're called beautiful scars is because you're here with them and you're alive to tell the story. Proof that we can heal. Listen, church, I am glad that Jesus rose from the grave, but I am also really glad that He kept His scars, because those scars give us hope. They give us hope. Those scars in Jesus' hands that day, they had to be the most beautiful scars the disciples have ever seen.
Lord, right now with this thing I'm going through, I make a decision and declaration to say I trust You. I trust You with my health. I trust you with my money. I trust you with my marriage. I trust you with my children. I trust you with my job. God, as a matter of fact, I just trust you with everything. Lord, allow that to give me strength to face tomorrow, strength to live through this next season, no matter what the procedures may be, and declare every morning I wake up, I trust God.
You might be thinking, my brokenness and my experiences and my trials disqualify me. When you commit your life to Christ, those things can be used by the Lord to reach others. The Lord uses the broken to reach the broken.
Come on, you might be one step away from a breakthrough. This is not the time to quit. This is not the time to sit down and complain. This is not the time to blame everybody else. This is not the time to be offended at God. This is the time for you to look to the Lord for hope in a world full of despair.
I love how Pastor Craig illustrates this many, many times with this story about a donkey that fell into a hole. And some guys walk by and they look down there and they're like, ain't no way we can get this donkey out of this hole, and we might as well make it short and sweet for him. We'll just bury him alive. And so they start taking shovels of dirt and they throw it down on this donkey. And this donkey, the dirt would hit the donkey and then he would shake it off and he'd step up, right? And they throw some more dirt and he would shake it off and he'd step up. And eventually over time, maybe it wasn't the 10th shovel or the 100th, maybe it was the 1,000th or the 10,000th, but he would shake it off, he steps up, and eventually over time, that pit got shallower and shallower until the day where he could just walk out of it. But you gotta shake it off and you gotta step up. You gotta stay resilient.
You want to throw in the towel. I know what that feels like, but don't do it. Remember that God is in your corner. And like he said to Peter, he's praying for you that your faith may not fail. So let him encourage you. Go to him. He's in your corner. And I promise you, you will win.
Are you going to believe what the world says about you? That unless you look a certain way, unless you talk a certain way, unless you do certain things, unless you cave into certain moral issues, unless you believe certain things, you don't matter, you're worthless. Are you going to believe what God says about you? Some of those two, one of those opinions isn't going to matter in eternity.
Spending time with God means thanking him continually. You know, in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18, God says, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God. And he says, in everything give thanks. Why should I give thanks in everything? Because in everything, God's going to provide.
You know, when you think about it, scars are the healed wounds of yesterday. But they leave behind a story of trial and of healing that forms you as a person. You know, we all suffer wounds, most of which are not visible to anybody but God and us. Yet wounds only become scars when they heal. God is the agent of healing in our lives. God can redeem the most painful situations and bring healing to the deepest wounds if we let him.
It says that Jesus got up even before the sun rose and prayed. But there is something to be said about starting your day with prayer. There's something to be said about praying in the morning to gather your thoughts and to get your heart in the right place. Whatever you're facing, you need God's strength, and it comes through prayer. Prayer is not informing God about anything. It's inviting God into everything.